Welcome back to Borsgard. There's this weird tower here, but it says map. I don't know why. Okay, let's check our heroes real quick. Ijo is injured, but that's okay. Ivor, unfortunately, is 1 kill away from promotion. I just want one more for him. Get him to level 4, cap his armor, and maybe add a little more strength. But he never attacks anybody, so okay. Ijo's actually pretty close himself. So is Oddlife. Nid is ready for promotion, but I don't think we're gonna use that. Oddlife is quite a bit more useful because of her delaying skills. She allowed us to turtle much more efficiently with our party. Gunnov is level... I should go back and use Gunnov one of these days. I just don't feel like there's any place for him right now. What probably will happen is Gunnov will replace Ijo when the real fight comes up. Though I'm not sure when that's gonna happen. I mean, we haven't had a real fight in ages, am I right? But I found him. He wasn't very good at hiding. Now he's looking for me. Since the dread started appearing, anyone with a ship and a halfwit left long ago. So everybody who's still here... I see. Why didn't the governor leave? Was he... Maybe he wasn't very good at finding ships either. There's tourists taking some pictures. Interesting. I hope they make it. They become part of the ship. One month. Ain't nobody got that kind of time. I think this entire thing has been like 2.5 months for us. I don't think the Dredge is gonna sit around a month. I'll just do nothing. Meditate for a while. Learn some new recipes. Yeah, Ivor's got this whole thing straight. Yeah, Ivor's usually not the kind of person that gets agitated very easily. So he's unhappy. Very reassuring. Alright, what do we do? Let's visit the market. We have about a month. Nothing's gonna happen here. And if there's one thing that I don't know if I like or don't like about this game, it's the fact that renown is the common currency. On one hand, it kind of forces you to make decisions. Though I do have to say that it doesn't force you to make the supply decision very much. In the beginning, I was trying to, keep everybody topped up with supplies. But then you just get these random events that take them away. And then you find out that afterwards, even if there's no supplies, it doesn't really matter. I'm hoping the second game will do something about that, but I'm not so sure. when I get to that game, I'll probably start by getting some supplies too, just to kind of see what the effect would be. Second part is the items. I think I've gotten like 2 items, or maybe 1 normally. We started with Alet's little rock, and then we picked up a couple more somewhere along the road. So every single market I come to has these items that you can buy, but they cost renown. And really, the renown that you have is much more useful if you spend them on your units, because you have so many units. And unless you know who you're going to use exactly, you're going to waste some of that renown by leveling up people that you might not use later. So which means that you don't really have any to spare for items. I almost feel like if they made the item thing a separate currency, but it gave you like a very limited amount of it, so you had to kind of pick which one you wanted. You can't get all of them, you can only get like maybe 3. That might be more interesting, which allows you to mix and match. But with this system, basically, I've completely ignored the items as well. There's a lot of interesting mechanics, like plus wills on kills and armors on rest, but I don't get to use them. Talk to Ivor again. Good thing we don't have many of those left. Keep people away from the boats, I assume, so they don't just run off with them. Okay. Can fight with Ivor. Can get some rest, which is probably the worst option. We can help with the docks. So finding source for supply probably just allow us to keep more clansmen. More of these keep people alive, but I don't know if that's useful. Help down at the docks, I don't know what that would do. And then I don't know what finding safe place for the caravan to stay will do. Now I do like to fight one more battle just so that I can get Ivor to the 4th level. And I don't really have anybody else that I want to level anymore after that. But of course, at the same time, I don't really want to get my people injured, since I'm pretty sure there's a much bigger fight coming up. So that would be disastrous. Let's fight once. Ijo is injured, remove him. Putting gun off. Just for once, I want to see how this arrangement will work out for us. Ready for battle. So we're going to be here for a month, so we'll do this 30 times. I hope you're ready for episode 50. Not exactly easy fight. Not too bad, certainly, but the main issue that we have here is that they have fewer units, so there's not a lot of waste turns for them. I don't actually want to get this close. Ivor definitely needs to be on the front, because one hit, he's fine. But one hit from this guy, everybody is probably doomed. So I will actually pull everybody back a little bit. I think Rook should be able to make it to him either way. And I might pull these two back a little bit further. I should have one space on the side to move here. But I think what I might do is... this is tricky. I want to move Ivor slightly to this direction, so he can get a first hit this way, but will be out of range for him. Let's see how this works. So right now he's not in range, which is fine. He, however, is in range. And if I just sit here, he's gonna get hit. So I'm actually going to be a little bit of a coward. Get out of the way. Okay, he's being smart, which is unfortunate. I don't like it when they're smart. So you know what I will do is just sit around, do nothing. I don't like how this is going. Okay, fine. If you're not gonna do anything, I won't do anything either. One benefit of this, however, is that they've kind of boxed themselves in a little bit. So that only one of them can reach me at a given time. The main person I'm worried about is this guy. But even now I can't do anything with gun off. I might just go ahead and back him up again. This is probably gonna be really bad for me. But we'll see. Never hurts to try, that's what I say. Hold on. Can he reach? Yes, he can. Let's do this. Okay, can't reach here, so if I move Ivor back here... 1 second. Here, means we can hit these two spots. I think I should be safe. No, I won't be safe. He can spend one to get here, but he can't do any damage to Ivor, so he will just have to... Okay, let's do that. He will just have to break armor. Can he reach here? Yes. But I think Ivor should be able to take that turn away from him. Alright, let's migrate over to this direction. $13. He will not move until Ivor goes, so Alette should be safe. But to be able to get to him, it's really a large amount of waste. I'm gonna hold off on a little bit. Can I do anything? I can arc lightning. That might be worthwhile. Let me try what happens if I use 2. Worked out pretty good. Okay. He can come here and this direction. So let's move over. Do another arrow trap. Who is next? You are next. And then you. 3, 13. I don't think I can battering him ram out of the way. If I use that... 1 second here. Let me remember what I'm doing. Up to 4 tiles, but he doesn't have a space. But it does 3 armor damage. Let's do it. Worked out okay. Okay, that's fine. Probably the best thing he could have done. In terms of making my life a little bit easier. With the rook, I don't know if it's worthwhile to really try to do too much damage to him. Might have to do a little more armor damage. Let's go here. Next turn I will have Gunoff over in this direction. 7 damage to him. I think that's worthwhile. I might even think about doing a little bit more. That means one of them is down. He's stuck. He has a lot of armor, but he's reasonably useless otherwise. We'll do another Lark Lightning, because I think that will chip away their health just a little bit more. I haven't been taking too much damage yet, which is good. No big deal. How soon do they act? Pretty soon. There's 2 ways I can play this. I can either play aggressively by going after them. Like right now, put him here. And then go crazy on him. Let's do that. This is no time for waddling. Six, 9, 2. Who's next? You're next, but you probably cannot reach anybody since everybody's being blocked. Then you cannot do any damage, and you. Okay, so I think we've got this. Now just a matter of being very patient, not overextend myself. Because Gunoff is very tough, but he doesn't have a lot of armor, so a couple hits and he'll be down. The other thing I can do, however... I probably shouldn't do that. I'm gonna say the other thing I can do is to basically trap this area, which means that they can't come through. But then also means I cannot come through either. I'm not sure if that's a worthwhile thing to do. I do want to have Ivor be able to get himself in this little spot here. Okay, so we'll continue to move her in this direction and then see what that gives us. Do a little of our armor damage instead. Perfect. Most of these folks are pretty ripe pickings. I do want to do a little more damage to the slinger in the back because he's probably going to be the troubled one. Let's do that. He is trying to summon. Don't know if I like that. Kind of don't mind, because that gives them an extra unit, which is useless, and gives more time to take him down, because that's the biggest threat right now. But at the same time, I don't want to get overwhelmed, because I don't really know what he's going to summon, if I'm honest. Yeah, so that's not fun. He's still fairly dangerous. I don't want to risk it yet. Let's do this. I don't think I can take him out either way. Well, I could. I just need to march Gunnov right in and then blast their skulls basically next turn. Put him over here and then just go crazy on everybody. Maybe I want to do that. Let's try it. It's very conveniently blocked away from me. Let's see. Yeah, you know what? Why not? So I'll kill him instead, because I don't have anything to use for Tempest on. But since he's still blocked, he can't really do anything yet. Six, 4. Gonna be a little bit silly. Let's wait a little bit longer. Ivor will get a kill on him. I don't like that at all. Alright. Finally get a target direct shot at him. I don't think he can do anything because there's a trap here. So he'll be stuck. Not a big deal. He needs to potentially die, but I can't do anything really right now, so I'm just gonna chip off the armor a little bit. If I chip a little bit more off, Gunnov can deal with them. I always want to use Chain Lightning, but always too afraid. Let's mend again. I don't want anything unfortunate to befall. Ah, no. The worst possibility. Back. Just do a little more armor damage. That's probably worthwhile. Okay, let's get him out of the way. That way he gets a promotion, which is what I want. Fine. Just fine. Oh boy, I hope nobody dies. They've very nicely grouped up for me. It would be almost impolite if I don't do this. Of course, I could kill Rook, but who's counting? Everybody's gonna get hit. Rook is still alive. He's okay. He's okay, right? Nothing's wrong, right? I am going to hide. Yeah, why don't you take the hit? That's actually pretty bad. Because I need Rook in my fights. I don't want him to be injured. Okay, we have to end this fight as soon as we possibly can. This is terrible. Just terrible. Oh wow. Lost two of our potentially most important units. Ira survived. Did get some renown. Okay. Go to our hero hall. Let's see what's going on. How many days are they out for? 1 day. Ganov is out for 3. Alright, let's put where's Ijo? Ijo still injured for the 1 more day. Let's put him back in. At least I can finally do this thing that I wanted. Where does that other point go? Exertion? Let's do it a little more exertion. He has 8 willpower to start with. He never uses it up. I think that's probably the best way to go. He can break 5 armors in a single turn. Whereas Rook can do 6. Actually, Rook can do 9 in a turn. Which is pretty good. Which is another reason I want him to survive. -1 is not a big deal, to be honest. You don't want something like -3. Plus his job really isn't to do strength damage anyway. Alright. That was a battle that could have gone better. On one hand, you know, I lost a couple guys to injuries for a couple of days. Rook is fine because he's only out for 1 more day, and I'm sure I can manage that. But the worst part is losing Ganov for 3 days. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me. I'm sure it will. Thanks for watching. See you next time.